From the Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California, welcome to this year's Roller Derby World Series game between the San Francisco Bay Bombers and the Eastern Express. I'm Ken Kunzelman along with Rich Gold. The women are on the line. Let's get down to the track and pick up the start of the fifth period of play. 1917, Bombers a 2-point lead going into the second half. The final four to determine the 85 world title. Express the long road to get clinched first place in the league standings. They knew they were in the playoffs. The Express wound up in a tie for second place with the Midwest Pioneers. Earlier tonight, they had to defeat the Pioneers in a 4-period playoff to get here. Pioneer of the two, the Express, Barbara Baker, the Bombers outnumbered 2-1. Still going. Weston working at the rear of the pack as Claudia Javi calls it off. So the Bombers come out. 1 point, Baker, to start the second half. 20-17, the Bombers now lead by 3.
Claudia Javi that time on her backside after Joni Weston put the hard hit to her. I think this is going down to the wire, don't you? I know it's an old cliche, but these teams are so evenly matched. I would be very surprised to see this thing over before the last 2 minutes of the men's period, the final 8th period.
Well, Rich, you know, the Express have used the same game plan here, so far at least, that they've used against the Pioneers. They count on the big play for a breakthrough. Pam Harrison, 5 points in that Pioneer game. An 8-point play by Bill Moore and Rod Allen in this Bomber game.
Biggest jam of the night. That was right there. Put them up, what, by 7, and then the Bay Bombers came back and chipped away and finally took the lead.
Well, really, there's only one reason why the Bombers are on top right now, and that is Mr. Everything, Larry Lewis, most valuable player, all-star, everything. The women's field, the Express outscored the Bombers 7-4. Peterson 3, Harrison 3, Ryan 1. Barbara Baker of the Bombers 2 points. Rita Williams 1, Jackie Guerrillo 1. That's all the women's scoring. They had 4 points. The men's field 10 points for the Express. Bill Moore, Rod Allen had 8-point play, 4 apiece. Ray's got a point. Solomon a point. The men's field for the Bombers, Larry Lewis with 7 points made the difference. Because then you drop off the stats. Claiborne 3, Roll 2, Keenan, Apodaca, Letfield 1 apiece. Lewis 7 points made the difference.
That's right.
On the jam, Bombers the lead jammer, but Joni Weston in trouble. He worked on. Williams goes through. 1, 2, 3. Express there. Weston. Now let's see how this gamble. There are 2 points for the Express. Both jammers passed Weston.
A situation where they were very happy just to get the low score as long as they could triple team Joni Weston and maybe deliver some punishment. During our halftime interview, they said they were going to come out smoking and perhaps be more physical. This is the Eastern Express. I'm sure you've picked that up by now. They said they were going to be quite physical in the second half.
I don't understand this play. They're giving the Bombers no points, and that was a 2-2 play. They have jammers at. I don't understand that. They're on a roster for the Eastern Express in any case. Number 42, Dolores Holmes. 43, Wilma Ryan. 44, Pam Harrison. 46, Claudia Javi. 48, B.J. Peterson. Walking up the front of the pack here. Weston and Javi. Bombers, the jammer, Barbara Baker. Head out. Pam Harrison for the Express, along with Willie Ryan. 2019, Bombers just a 1-point lead now. Denabnet sent to the rail. Baker in trouble, hit back. Both the Express jammers in the lead. Weston triple teamed at the rear of the pack. Here come Harrison and Ryan through. Call it off. In time, I believe there are 2 Express points.
My goodness, that's the second straight time this has happened. Sure, there's got to be a penalty.
There is.
B.J. Peterson over there, and she is upset. Joni is down, and B.J. with her left arm outstretched. Joni Weston, for the last 2 times around, has been triple teamed. And that time, they really worked her over so much so that she's still down on the track. And
well, the Bombers are going to have to do something to change the strategy here and to change the balance. If they're going to let Weston get isolated like that, they're going to be in trouble. 21-20, the Express have taken the lead first time here in the second half. The roster for the Bay Bombers in the women's field. 31 is Rita Williams. 35, little Jackie Guerrillo, an all-star this year. 36, Barbara Baker. 37, Terry Nednet. 38, the women's captain, the Golden Girl, Joni Weston. And number 43, Sherry Schwenk. The officials, if we haven't mentioned it before, are Hugh Kendall, head referee, Jim Fitzpatrick, and Joe Lynn Highland. Trainer on the infield, Terry Lyons. The house announcer who you hear in the background here, public address announcer, is Terry Soule. 5 minutes remaining.
21-20 our score as they try and break out of the jam.
Out of the pack. Express, the lead jammer. 46. Claudia Hobby. That's a valuable player.
Look who's coming out.
Here she comes. Joni Weston inside. Elbow block, and Hobby didn't know she was coming. Hobby back with a block. Weston rocked back. Comes right back in. Hobby almost goes down. Stays in there. Comes back after Weston. Sidestep. Weston to the inside. Hobby is down.
B.J. Peterson getting ready to tackle Joan Weston.
All right. Weston in the pivot helmet. The only one that can score here. Bombers clear across the front of the pack. The Express jammers in. About 20 seconds. Baker back to assist. It's Weston that can score. They start to weave in and out now. Peterson and Hobby try to follow here as they are going man on man. Woman on defense. Inside. Weston is through. Time starting to run out. Weston going for more. She's got one. Slides out of that turn, but Weston did get an extra point in there. There are 3 Bay Bomber points, Rich.
And I'm sure we'll see this one again. It was quite fun to watch. I think they picked up the wrong person on defense. They're taking a good look right now at Claudia Hobby. And check this out. Joni Weston, as she tries to break through the pack, and then she will pick up support from Barbara Baker. Joni cannot get through there. And here comes Barbara. Joni, who just now saw it, said, let's do the weave. She motioned it with each index finger, and here they go. Watch them right here. Eastern Express will be fooled. They go after the wrong person. That's Barbara Baker, and then Joni goes inside. She'll pick up 2 there. Then she'll get more.
The United Skating Association was responsible for this year's playoff format. Only the Southern Stars were upset by it, but that's probably because they finished 4th. Any other way, they would have been 2 1/2. Barbara Baker goes again, this time B.J. Peterson. Peterson out for the Express. Baker coming back, and Peterson goes down. Barbara Baker moving on out.
Let's see if they keep Peterson up in the pack. Oh, Joni Weston found her. Now who's playing defense? It's B.J.
Oh, sidestep. Baker gets by Peterson. Trying to move on Hobby now. Bombers have got one sure point here. Baker blocked. Here comes Peterson. Baker gets by the inside. Peterson tangled up with her captain, Hobby. Baker still going on the outside. 1, 2 more. There are 4 Bomber points.
Watch out, watch out. B.J. Peterson going after Barbara Baker, and Barbara turned on her. Watch out here. Break them up. Here we go.
Baker and Peterson.
Look out here. My goodness. A nice little scuffle between the 2, and now quickly broken up. That was some jam by Barbara Baker.
Tempers flaring here early in the second half.
Let's give Deception some credit, too, because Barbara was able to jump inside. Because of that, Claudia Hobby knocked off B.J. Peterson, and that wound up leading to a big jam by Barbara Baker.
The Bombers proving, let's watch this replay here. The Bombers proving they also can come up with the big plays. Now, first point already scored over Peterson, trying to score on Hobby. Hobby has a back load and jump block.
But for the wrong person, right?
Now here comes
Barbara Baker inside, picks it up, and then the whip on the high side. Joan Weston says, come on through. Down low she goes and calls it off.
27-21, the Bombers lead. Time has run out. At the end of the 5th period of play, the score stands again. Bombers 27, Express 21. We'll be back with the men on the track after this short pause.
The International Roller Skating League is proud to announce the grand opening of the official IRSL training school under the direction of Bay Bomber superstar Joan Weston. If you've ever dreamed of soaring around the bank track, now you can learn to skate with the pros. The training school is at 1273 Industrial Parkway West in Hayward, convenient to all the Bay Area. Open weeknights and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekends. Open to women and men 18 and older. Call 415-582-2131 for details and get in on the action at the IRSL training school.
Direct from the Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, California, we've got the Bay Bombers battling the Eastern Express for this year's Roller Derby World Championship. The men breaking off the line starting the 6th period of play. Let's follow the action. 27-21, the Bombers lead by 6. Larry Lewis playing down. Lewis the man that's kept the Bombers in this game. Followed by James Paul. First time we see Paul out. Paul storms up the inside. Shoulder, elbow. Working on Lewis. Roll double teamed here. Paul puts Lewis to the rail. Over the rail. Mike roll. James Paul, Express coach, still going with that pivot helmet, scoring the points. Going from behind. They're doing it by Apodaca. Calls it off. There are 2 Eastern Express points.
This, I think, Ken, is going to be the most physical period of the contest, right here.
It's the Express style.
But let's take a look at Lewis this time. Right here, he's got James Paul, the captain of the Eastern Express, hammering him on top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And now he'll go with 1 foot on the infield and send him up top, and you'll see it right as it comes.
See how hard he hit that rail? He moved that upright.
That was some kind of throw right there. Larry Lewis going over the top. 27-23 our score. The Eastern Express trying desperately to come from behind, but keep in mind, we still have all of this period plus 2 others to go. The Eastern Express, the Bay Bombers, and we cannot overemphasize, friends, this is the championship.
Bombers the jammer out. This time is Dennis Claiborne, number 7. Out, Steve Sartain out for the Express, a little ways behind. 27-23. Express have cut the Bombers lead to 4. Blocking in the pack, James Paul. James Paul working on a Bomber skater back there. Larry Lewis taken out. Claiborne put down. Sartain walking through. Roll into the rail. The Express once more comes storming back. 2 points. Steve Sartain. And James Paul setting it up. Paul really taking an active role here.
Easy to see why he is an all-star. Watch Paul on this. He is so rugged. Not only can he go out on the jam, although he's only done it 1 time tonight, but he can also play defense. And look at this. This time he misses. Dennis Claiborne out, but Paul will come back and be a very influential part of the play. He is some very powerful skater. I look for him to be one of the great ones to come, don't you, Ken?
Yeah, well, you know, also very uncharacteristically, he has contained himself tonight. He's not been in the penalty box yet. There's where Claiborne gets taken out. Sartain just keeps going through. 27-25. Bomber lead cuts to 2 points. Roster now for the Eastern Express in the men's field. 42, Bob Solomon. 43, Steve Sartain. 45, Phil Moore. 46, Big Mike Phillips, Mr. P. 48 is Ron Allen. And the low numbers, 12, Chuck Colbert. 15, James Paul, the coach. And 16, Alfonso Reyes, formerly coach the old... This time he'll go out on the jam. Inside, Larry Lewis. Here we go. Paul after Lewis. Lewis taken out. Paul having it his own way here in the 6th period.
Lewis and Paul were dead even. Paul had
double team and roll. Paul's got 1, but he's still going. Called off. Teammate Alfonso Reyes picked up a penalty on that play. But there are 2 Eastern Express points, and we've got a tie game. 27-27. Rich, they keep scoring back.
I think Alfonso Reyes is going to have a big second half. Let's watch what happens here. You'll see Paul go ahead on slow-mo replay around the far side and then into you. There's Bill Grove being double-teamed, and if we are able to pick up the tail of the action, no, instead we'll follow the jammer as he goes ahead and points directions and gains more points. Bill Grove was really hammered before Paul called off the jam.
As Reyes did it in the first half, Paul is taking up the cudgel in the second half here. You know, the first half, the Express took the lead of 17-10. The Bombers came back with 9 unanswered points at the end of the first half to give them a 19-17 edge. Roster for the Bombers in the men's field: 31, Brad Lemkiel; 32, Larry Lewis; 33, Chris Keenan; 36, Frank Apodaca; 37, Louis Carabello; number 38, the coach and the general manager, Bill Grohl; and number 7, Dennis Claiborne.
You know, Ken, somehow I doubt that at the end of this World Championship match, that James Paul and Alfonso Reyes will ask Bill Grohl out to dinner. That just won't happen, will it?
I don't think you'll see him shoot the Paradise. On this jam, Bombers number 37, Louis Carabello out. James Paul moves again. Paul has been a key part of every play in this period. Rocking Carabello. Carabello bounced into the rail, goes down. At the rear, they got Apodaca picked. Apodaca taken out by Phillips. Blocking Bill Grohl. Paul calls it off. There he is, one Express point. And that breaks the tie. A big point for the Express, 28-27.
Not only a big point, but a big period. As Ken just told you, a 1-point lead now by the Eastern Express, and I'm surprised at the relative silence of Frank Apodaca. We have not heard much from him here in this period.
Well, we haven't heard much from the fans here in this period. They haven't had much to really cheer about. It's been
Sitting on their hands, aren't they?
It's been the Express play after play, and it has been their coach, James Paul. That's done it. They said they were going to come out tough in the second half, and they are proving it.
That's what they said at the halftime interview. They said we've got to get back not only to the basics of skating, but to some very rough physical play, and that's what's happened. They have outmanned the Bay Bombers in this period. That's why we have an Eastern Express lead. They have just been awesome physically.
Well, the Bombers, a lot of pride on the line here. They're no stranger to championship competition. 5 consecutive championships, back-to-back in the 1960s to set a record. But they got to get hot. They got to get some flicking here. One more time, they don't. Carabello put down as Alfonso Reyes goes out.
I look for a big period from Alfonso Reyes, a big period. He said to me at halftime, he was not on the interview naturally. I talked to him just afterwards, and he says he wants to take it back east. He wants the crown back east. He says that's where it belongs.
Reyes coming up on the rear, and not too anxious to face the blocking of Bill Grohl. Reyes waiting for some help. He's not sure to get it. Carabello keeping Phillips up at the back, and Apodaca in between. Keep him there also. It's one-on-one, and Reyes has got no choice but to go at Grohl. And Grohl is eating it up right now. Hammers the blocks in on Reyes. Reyes taking some punishment now. And Grohl becoming the aggressive skater. Grohl pounding Reyes repeatedly. No score. The Bombers are trying to stop the Express on a play. And Rich, do you think that Grohl is trying to fire up this squad, get something lit here?
He's the captain. He's the #1 skater. He is what, Mr. Roller Derby, as we had tonight. Let's watch him right here. Bill Grohl is one of the true studs of the league, and watch him take on Alfonso Reyes right there with a big forearm up near the chin, and boom, one more time. And let's see, there's the knee right there. That's what he loves greatly. And here's the coup de grace, they say. Watch as he tries to get James Paul to help out. Another knee. Boom, one more time. And James Paul, there's no way he can help because Alfonso's on his backside. Bill Grohl with excellent defense that time.
28-27, the Express still lead by 1, but they have not been able to add to it. The Bombers have got the stopper in there finally. Ron Allen out for the Express. Frank Apodaca for the Bombers. James Paul, Bill Grohl battling at the rear of the pack. Bombers have the lead camera. Apodaca, Grohl coming back after Paul now. Grohl really fired up out there. Takes it to Paul, puts it down over the top. Apodaca drops it from Allen. It's called off. Was called off by Apodaca as he went down.
As soon as Apodaca went down that time, Ken, he knew that he had to call off the jam. He had his point. Grohl with the defense. He called things off because, let's watch it right here. You'll see
You
for
see the
yourself.
tide turning now. First, they had to stop the Express. They did that on the last jam. Now you got to get aggressive and go after the points, and that's what Bill Grohl is doing right there.
Apodaca with the jump, and then he called off the jam, and that's why we're at 28 apiece with what? Under a minute left.
28 all. Frank Apodaca in award ceremonies tonight voted the most improved skater in the league during '85. And boy, I think that's an indication of it right there.
I think he's terrific.
We've got about 40 seconds left in the period now. 28 all tie here at the Memorial in Sacramento, California. It's all on the line for the championship. Period of play. Winding down. Bombers to jam around. Louis Caramello. Nice play. Phillips is going to be hard pressed to catch Caramello here. There's a lot of weight to get from him. 14 seconds. Racing the clock. Bill ball back. Throw. Goes after Paul. Paul down. Paul off by Caramello. One Bomber point. And in the end, the Bombers proving to be the more aggressive team here, taking it away, taking the momentum away from the Express.
And I think there's an old saying, and although I don't know who started it, you might just as well be ahead as be behind, and that's why the Bombers have gone into the lead. Watch this right here. Down he goes. The jam called off. Give Bill Kroll a great deal of credit. That was a big block right there.
Time has run out here. Look out. Off on the rail. The Bombers take the power away from the Express. Time has run out here in the sixth period of play. The scoreboard reads the Bay Bombers 29, the Eastern Express 28. Right now, we'll take a pause along this special IRSL Madison Square Garden Network.
The International Roller Skating League is proud to announce the grand opening of the official IRSL training school under the direction of Bay Bomber superstar Joan Weston. If you've ever dreamed of soaring around the bank track, now you can learn to skate with the pros. The training school is at 1273 Industrial Parkway West in Hayward, convenient to all the Bay Area. Open weeknights and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekends. Open to women and men 18 and older. Call 415-582-2131 for details and get in on the action at the IRSL training school.
Out on the jam, the women on the track for the seventh period, their final and regulation time. Bombers carrying net number 43, Willie Ryan for the Express. A battle going between Ryan and Abnet here. Look out. Ryan for the Express, the lead jammer. Express trail the Bombers by 1, 29-28. Inside, called off. One Express point.
A good look at this crowd clapping in unison, trying to root the Bay Bombers home to a world championship.
That's right. Bombers to jam around. Barbara Baker. Baker in the lead. Express. Jam around number 42, Dolores Holmes. Bombers trailing by 2, 31-29. This is the seventh period. This is it for the gals unless it goes to overtime. No game can end in a tie. Certainly not a championship game. And the rear, Joni Weston back for the Bombers. B.J. Peterson blocking defensively for the Express. 20 seconds left in jam time. Weston rocking blocks in on Holmes. Peterson trying to get a block. Baker on the inside. Couldn't find room. Now, whoa. Peterson is down. It's called off by Baker. There is one Bomber point.
Was that powerful or what? My goodness, B.J. Peterson went down in the heap.
Broken play for the Express. Let's watch it again. We've got a timeout here. The Express want to sort things out. Something went wrong here. Peterson trying to get a block in on Weston to set the point. Baker on the inside. Shoulder by Weston. Peterson in no position to do anything but go the way Weston has thrown her with a block. With this timeout call, we'll take a special pause along this IRSL Madison Square Garden Network. Here in the seventh, score stands, Bombers 30, the Express 31. Back to the action here at the Sacramento Memorial Auditorium. Timeout here in the seventh period. Express leading by 1, 31-30. They called the timeout. They picked the Bombers up. 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Final stanza for the gals, barring overtime. Javi out. Joan Weston comes out of the pack now. Weston, a pivot skater, all the rights of a jammer. by Hobby. Hobby and Weston. Blocking block by Weston.
I think Ken arguably the two toughest skaters in the league. Maybe were.
Well, I wouldn't want to say that in front of Jan Bello.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me.
Coming up on the rear of the pack now. Peterson will block. Weston a block on Hobby on the outside. Weston goes by. No. They say no.
We have to see this.
Follow
My
us.
goodness.
Follow us closely.
You see him on the rail. It's right in front of him.
Peterson reached back to give her jammer a whip. Her jammer was not there. Weston, if we got this in replay, I want to show it to you. Weston took the whip that was offered. That is holding, however. There is no bomber score. Okay, let's see what we can. There is no bomber score because Weston was guilty of holding. Let's see if we can get it here.
Okay,
Here it is, right there. You
Nice
saw it right
shot.
there. That's holding. Now Weston can't call it off. She's a penalized skater. Here comes the express jammer who does go through for 4 express points. And boy, you talk about a broken play, a little something that shouldn't have been can make the difference in the game. We got 4:10 left here in the 7th, and the express because of that are on top 35-30.
Great shot by our friend.
I don't know. I think Joni figured on the outside the officials couldn't see it. With 3 referees out there, it's kind of hard to get away with things. Bombers in trouble. Both express jammers out.
You hate to go into the 8th period down big, and that's staring the Bay Bombers in the face now. 35-30 with 2 jammers out.
Bombers have Jackie Garillo out a long way behind. Penalty time is up. Weston coming back in, but the damage primarily already done. 2 express jammers moving up on the rear of the pack. Baker with a pivot helmet in Weston's absence. Back and blocking. Weston covering for back in the pack now. Express could get some big ones here. Bombers breaking a pull away. Bomber pull away. In that net, Williams, Baker, Weston. And of course, Garillo already out as a jammer, you see him there. 5 seconds. The Bombers, I believe, are going to be successful here in a pull away. Somebody, Rich, left the barn door open.
That's what I call terrific smarts by the Bay Bombers, and it's why they are in the championships. It's why they won the pennant. They pulled away at the correct time. They were able to outrun the jammers, a double jam at that. And because of that, didn't cost themselves any points when it very well could have been, what, 8?
The Express should have had somebody sitting on the front of that pack making sure that that did not happen.
Yes.
Somebody missed their assignment that time. So we've had 2 plays. One, the Bombers got caught, and it cost them. And now the Express make a simple mental error, and it left them with nothing. With a golden opportunity when they had 2 jammers and a chance to score. 35-30, they're still in front by 5, but it could have been more. Pack form, jammers moving up. We might mention the IRSL teams will be skating live games in many of the cities where they're currently seen on television. After this jam, we'll be giving you the league address where you can write to get the first word on upcoming live games in your area. You're on the mailing list. We'll tell you right after this. Peterson and Rita Williams, 2 minutes left to go here in the 7th. Peterson and Williams. Whoa, Williams goes out to Peterson. Punch her into the upright and down. Peterson scrambling back up, but it's a lost cause as far as being a jammer is concerned. It's all Rita Williams right now. Bombers down by 5. If they needed a play anywhere like this, they needed it right now.
And they're sending Joni Weston back to run the D. And let's see if we get a breakaway here.
Yeah, there's gonna be a pull away by the Express, and the Bombers weren't watching. You would think after that last jam that they made a breakaway, that they would be sitting on top of that. Weston has caught Harrison. All right, Weston by on the inside. There's 2. Williams just following. This round for the 3rd one is called off. This is 4th one. 4 Bomber points.
This crowd on their feet. Oh, goodness, what a nice play it was for the Bombers. Joni Weston caught up with a breakaway, was able to run interference. And in turn, that's for
front of the pack. Someone wasn't watching, didn't do their assignment again. But I think the Express team now, this is their 6th period out there, counting that first game. They're getting a little tired. Weston can lead the way. They cannot outrun the Bombers at this point. And that is perhaps the telling thing in this game.
You know, Ken, that's a great point. Absolutely great point.
35-34. The Bombers are down by only 15 seconds left to go. The league address to get on the mailing list. Live games coming up across this country. Make sure you're the first to get word of them. The IRSL, P.O. Box 7979, San Francisco, California, 94122. Well, there's the buzzer. Time has run out at the end of 7 full periods of play. The score stands. The Bombers 34, the Express 35. Every play can be the one that turns the game around. James Paul, I'm sure, has got some plans. Here's one of them right here. Mike Phillips out on the jam. Double block. Playboard outside. Limkill inside, or Carabello rather inside. Phillips just goes right through. Basic power play, you might say. The size of Phillips, the momentum when he has the speed. He is hard to stop. Jam time. Now Phillips has got to catch his back. That's his only problem. He's never been accused of being a speed runner. He's never got a ticket out on that track for going too fast. Grohl set the block. Elbow on the outside. Spins him off the rail. Now Phillips has got a pump to get back up here. Here go the Bombers. They break the pack. They break the pack, and time running out. They're not going to get Phillips up to anybody. There's the whip. Look out. Ooh. A little upset with himself that time. There is no score. 6 minutes left to go here. Express trying to get the jammer out, but it's the Bombers. Louis Carabello that starts it. Alfonso Reyes moves out now for the Express. Now he's the man that kept him in there in the first half.
He has so far the most exciting jam of the night. Paul's trying to help him out. There's at least one. Yes.
Honor down on the track. Apodaca. Keenan rail. There are a total of 3 Eastern Express points. So they are not going to lay down and roll over, Rich.
Not at all. Ray has told me this is his period. He told me that prior to the start of this game, and if you can remember that 4 mini series that we had prior to this, he had the big jam. You'll remember the Midwest Pioneers trying to break away, and Ray's caught him and passed him and won it for him.
Well, you know, Alfonso Reyes in 1979 brought his brand new Southern Jolters into the league. He got him a league pennant, a feat that in itself had not been done by a rookie team in the league before. He lost in the playoffs to the Bombers. He's back with the Jolters. He's not the coach. He's under James Paul, but this is a rookie team in their first year. He's got a lot of incentive to want to see him win this one.
He's obviously a very great skater.
Okay, they go to Larry Lewis. The Bombers down by 4, 38-34. Blocking at the rear. Apodaca working on Phillips. Here comes Lewis. Phillips is down. Off a whip. Lewis loses it back up. Plays it safe. Falls it off. There is one Bomber point. Frank Apodaca scoring 38-35. Cuts the Express lead to 3.
And Lewis holding his hip. Perhaps we'll see him on the tail end go down on this replay. He is right around. Nice camera shot as he comes around the near side. Apodaca with a big block there. Lewis gains the whip, and off he goes, and down he goes. And that is very painful.
You know, Rich, this game really relatively penalty-free so far.
Yes, it has. I've been surprised.
It's James Paul, Alfonso Reyes, all those temperamental, explosive personalities out there, but they've stayed with their game plan. They've been aggressive. They've been rough. They have attacked. But this has been a relatively well-skated game.
As much talk as they had at the half, saying that how we are going to go out, quote, break some bones. They have not been as overzealous, perhaps, as they could have
been in control.
Yes, they have.
Before this game is over, we'd like to say a special thanks to our director, Mr. Jim Reisinger. Everyone on this crew has done this tremendous action. They got it covered. Bombers break Apodaca. Here comes James Paul. You know you're getting down to the wire now. overtime. A formidable pair. Here comes Grohl out of the turn. Takedown. The big man Apodaca over the top. Quickly back up to call it off. The Bombers come up with a clutch play. 2 points.
It shows you why Bill Grohl is a legend. Watch this. 2 of the toughest skaters in the league trying to hold him off. Mr. B and Alfonso Reyes. And when we get the replay up, you will see an amazing piece of skating by the captain of the Bay Bombers, Bill Grohl. There is the pick. Grohl flies into it. Apodaca over the top. He goes down, calls it off. That's a big 2.
A little man like a Lewis or a Macedo to do that is easy, but for a big man to jump like that is something else.
Sure
2 minutes,
is,
final 2 minutes. Bombers trail now by only 1. 38-37.
These folks are on their feet.
This telecast is presented by authorization of DJL Sports Incorporated. Any other use, reproduction, or retransmission of this program without the express written permission of DJL Sports and the International Roller Skating League is strictly prohibited. Don't do it, folks. They say you can't. Back together. We're coming down to it now. Bombers down by 1 for the 85 World Championship. Whichever way it goes, the Express Rich have come a long way for their first season of league competition. They really have. They have Steve Sartain out of the lane, blocking it through, and Grohl in trouble, double team. Sartain in, calls it off before Keenan the Bomber Jammer can get through. 1 Express point.
Why not take it now? Why not take 1 point? We've only got, what, 1 jam left?
A minute 9 on the clock, and the Express are up by 2, 39-37. Stay tuned at the end of this game. Rich is going to be back with the presentation of the 1985 championship trophy to the winning team. Under a minute. But remember, this jam, if it starts, will go the full 60 seconds.
They've got to get it going. I look for Larry Lewis to get out of the jam if at all possible.
If never is the time to go to Lewis, it's got to be down. It's got to be down. The Bombers down by 2. They need 2 to tie. They need 3 for the lead. If it ties, it'll go into overtime. And we will bring you the tie-breaking play of the game if it does that. 30 seconds on the clock.
Lewis with a whip, and he's out.
Heavy traffic, but he gets out. No. Look at that move. He gives it to Grohl. He comes back to block number 45, Bill Moore. Keep the Express jammer out of the game. Bombers have control here. They've got the only jammer. It is their coach, Bill Grohl. Unexpected, Rich.
Very unexpected.
But it was necessary to keep the Express jammer out of the play, and Lewis sacrificed his own position to do it. Grohl double block, trying to break it. Can't do it that time. Apodaca to the rail. He gets back. Apodaca, we're in extra time here. Jam again going the full minute. Apodaca. The lead in.
Here they go.
2 to tie, 3 for the lead. Here we go. Apodaca, the whip. Roll 2, goes down. Back up. We've got a tie so far. He needs another one for the win. Tie, running out. Grohl on the infield.
The Eastern Express, did they think they have won the championship? Let's see.
There are 2 points. It is a tie. There are 2 points. It is a tie. We will go to overtime. We will go to overtime. We will come back to follow the overtime. You at home will see the game-winning point scored. So don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be back in overtime following these messages. Through that double block, he slides, he goes down, he scrambles back up. He needs another point here. He needs another point.
Again, if it's not for the stumble.
All right, we're on the line now. Let's go. Let's go now. We are in sudden death. 5 minutes. Sudden death overtime. 1 point and 1 point only decides the game. Bombers have the break. Bombers have the break.
Look at Johnny Weston putting her down.
And then the through calls it off. No score. Penalty on Weston. No score. Penalty on Weston for illegal use of the hands. Holding on Weston. Bombers got the break off the line, cannot take advantage of it. Weston upset. She's got a penalty. Grohl up on the track. Lewis up on the track. Apodaca up on the track. It's still a 39-39 tie. Clock thinking 4:20. Sudden death overtime. The first point is the only point. This game will end 40-39. It is just a question of which way it will end 40-39.
And Joni Weston in the penalty box.
This has got to hurt.
This is tough for the Bay Bombers.
Again, the game ends with the first point. That's automatically the end of the game. You're the secondary jammer. You can't come back and get a point and keep it a tie. It's over with the first point.
I wonder who will pick up the slack. Barbara Baker trying to get out of the jam, I'm sure. Jackie Garella also in there, but she's back in the pack, and this could be tough.
Express the jammer out. B.J. Peterson, Bombers. Barbara Baker with a pivot breakdown. Baker after Peterson. Baker put down. Okay, the Express Rich have got it in their hands now.
Yes, they do. And Weston's back.
All right, Weston out of the penalty box. Peterson moving on the rear. Baker back there to block right now. 1 point all it takes. And the Express have the only jammer. Bombers now have Williams out a long way back. Baker handling it against Peterson. As we're coming up on 3 minutes in overtime. Baker handling Peterson. Now Williams starting to move up. The Bombers have a chance. They have a chance. Williams in the lead. Williams in the lead. Hobby will block. Williams up 10 seconds, about all it's left. Williams is railed. 5 running out. Weston rails. Peterson. Again, it is no score. 39-39 remains a tie. 2:35 on the clock in overtime. No game can end in a tie. Certainly no championship game. If this overtime period does not break the tie, the men will be back on the track for another 5 minutes of sudden death overtime.
Let's give Barbara Baker a great deal of credit there. With Joni Weston in the penalty box, Barbara was able to hold off defensively until Joni got back on the track. And quite frankly, I thought Barbara Baker did a great job.
Coming up at 2:05 now. Again, 1 point either way is going to decide this 1980 World Championship playoff final. Baker out. Williams out for the Bombers. In the lead, 42 to Loris Holmes for the Express. Also out is Willie Ryan. Heavy traffic on this jam. All 4 months together. Out of the pack. Weston moving. Weston with a pivot. This could be it.
My goodness.
A minute 30. This will probably be the last jam in any case. Weston has it all in her power now. Weston coming up on the rear. We've got a pull away. The Express out. But are they? Do they have the stamina? Weston advancing. Peterson will be the first. Gators faces. It's all right here. Comes Weston. Time running out. Peterson. Side step. The Bombers have won. The Bombers have won. The Bombers have won. Joan Weston put an incredible move on Peterson.
That's the winner, Joni Weston. They're hoisting the cup up. She is being surrounded by members of both the men's and women's team. Joni Weston, the captain of the female team here with the Bay Bombers, and what a treat.